what the heck? Get out of here. You could not make this stuff up. I have not heard anything on this show talk about the Djinn, and I've watched it a few times, and I just randomly put it on this evening. Thought, Ancient Aliens 8, what's that all about then? Because they don't normally put the number next to the title, but clearly it's Series 8, and I just thought, I'll have a quick look before I go to bed. Now, this past 2 weeks, and last week in particular, I spent several days working on videos and creating images for the Djinn. Listen to this, you could not make this up.
Beings of some sort.
The Djinn are really of some alternative world, but they're able to pass through gateways and come into our world to influence us. So you have to wonder perhaps if the Djinn aren't in some ways some kind of extraterrestrial force that's using other dimensions to appear and influence us in some way.
What if the stories of the Djinn and of Pandora's box were accounts of extraterrestrials purposely unleashing dark forces upon humanity, as ancient astronaut theorists suggest? Might this offer clues that alien entities exist that are intent on man's destruction? Perhaps clues can be found by examining the beliefs of one sect that was denounced as the Church of Satan and ultimately destroyed.
So for copyright reasons, we won't go on much further, but for those of you who've been following we've got a premiere coming up, next week. I've been putting some little clips out, but last week I spent several days, so I created a little video about the Djinn. I'll maybe find it, see if I can at some point put these two videos together, but maybe I'll just sort of screenshot it in the comments if you're reading this on Facebook. But I spent 2 full days working on the Djinn and coming up with some images, videos, and all sorts of things. I'm doing some work with someone in terms of a program that they're creating, and the Djinn is a big part of it. And then I also wrote a series of questions about what is the Djinn, how do they work, and the malevolence, and you name it. I've spent the week last week with the Djinn. And so seriously, I love a good synchronicity, and you could not make this up. I mean, what are the chances of that? And if you've watched some of my other YouTube videos, you'll know that there are clips of ancient aliens, because this happens all of the time. Last year when I was creating the quantum entanglement remote experiment, I was looking into the work of Albert Einstein, I was looking into the work of Nikola Tesla, I was looking into the work of Rife and frequencies. And then one night, and it was about 3 o'clock in the morning, I just flicked on the TV. I'd been downstairs working on the frequency stuff, setting up all the frequencies, creating the webinar, writing the emails about spooky action at a distance, all of that sort of stuff. I flick on Ancient Aliens, and there is Albert Einstein, and they are talking about spooky action at a distance. They actually said the words, and then they went on to talk about Nikola Tesla, and then they went on to talk about frequency healing. As I said, I don't know how, well, I do know. I love a good synchronicity, and I first became fascinated with the idea of synchronicity when I was 18 years old. I was doing A-level psychology, and for the last 24 years, this year will be 25 years this October, synchronicity has been central to my life in terms of writing about it, speaking about it, teaching it, and of course, first and foremost, experiencing it. And this is another one of those OM freaking G, get the heck out of here. Anyway, I shall leave it there. Marilyn Devonish, the Neuro Success Coach, Rapid Transformation Specialist and Futurist from transformationstm.com, over and out. And when I next see William Henry, who's one of the producers, I saw him a couple of weeks ago, went abroad to MC the TCCHE, the Conference for Consciousness and Human Evolution, and William Henry was one of the speakers. So when I next see him, I'm going to have to tell him about these crazy cool synchronicities with his show, because this is just out of this world. I'm just like, whoa, And for me, synchronicities often come at those times where you're thinking, well, no, sometimes it's the conscious thought, and other times in the back of your mind, am I on the right track? Is this the right direction? And then the synchronicities come in. So, whoa, thank you, universe. Let's go. And if you're joining us for the premiere next week for the attachment and entity removal webinar, it's 90 minutes, live streaming on YouTube. Kate, the entity removal specialist that I was interviewing, she's in the States, I'm here in the UK. We're going to be live in the chat throughout the 90 minutes that the premiere is running. And there are 4 entity scan mini scans, 20 minutes, up for grabs. When I ran the webinar, Kate very kindly offered a free remote scan to anyone who wanted one, and man, she's at her word, she was slammed. So this time she's limiting it to 4. But if you're joining us live for the premiere, we will tell you in the chat how you can win one of those as well. So join us next week if you're watching this in real time. And today is the 5th of March 2025. Thank you, universe. I love it. Marilyn Devonish, over and out. And sorry for the shaky camera, but I talk with my hands. I must be part Italian. And of course, I'm holding the device in my hand. Catch you later.